Well, hello there, good times with Scott here, bringing you another super awesome Minecraft episode. And we are on top of the Nether Castle, taking a little view of Scarland, taking in the sights. And you can see our project out there in the distance, the spawn point tower. So, that's what we're going to work on today. I thought it would be kind of fun to jump up here and kind of see what it looked like from some height. And I believe we can see the nether, or not the nether castle, I mean the glass cube over here. So I love coming up here and looking around at all the sights and things. So you can see the desert cube over there, and there's the Scarland Museum. And yeah, so let's get to this project. Let's start working on the spawn point tower. Alright, now we're down on the mainland getting ready to work on the tower. Now I'm sorry I wanted to get this video out a little sooner, but I had a few design ideas I wanted to work on, and I needed a lot more of the smooth stone, you know, with the bricks, the one I'm holding, and it took a while to smelt, or whatever you call that, to get that stuff working. And yeah, so I'm sorry I wanted to get this video out a little sooner, but had to work on that for a little bit. And I had a couple ideas here while I was doing that, and that is, I want the tower, we worked on the last episode. Annotation is up on the screen, and if you see that there it is. And so what I want to do here is have the tower look like it's aged. So what I'm thinking here is I'm going to get some of that moss stone we can find in the dungeons and start kind of replacing some of this with that. And I started to grow the trees up against the mountain. So I used a ton of my bone meal I've saved up over time to try to get some of these trees to grow next to it and at that height. So yeah, so I think that's starting to look pretty good. So what I want this to be is kind of like a Mayan ruin or something that it looks ancient in Scarland. So I think we've kind of accomplished that. I wanted to show you guys another thing real quick, if I can find it. These dispensers with that little face on them, I think that's going to be perfect in like a few spots to kind of create like a little idol or something. Yeah, so I think that's what we're going to do. If you guys have any suggestions, definitely let old Scar know. And yeah, so let's get started. So we're in the middle here, looking up there, and we are going to start working on the staircase. Now this is going to be a little bit tricky. What I wanted to do was do a nice big staircase to go all the way up, but with a little bit of pre-planning, it gets tight at the top. So we're gonna have to do only a 1 block staircase. So let's get started, and let me see if I've got everything. There we go. I think I have all the blocks I need. And yeah, so it's pretty simple. This is what I'm gonna be doing for this episode, is slowly making my way up here like so. Eventually, I'm going to start using the dirt block to save some of the smooth stone bricks. What do they actually call these? Oh, they do call them smooth stone bricks. What do you know? But I'm going to eventually start using dirt once we get up a little higher to save some resources, because these are a little bit pricey. Alright, so we're coming along here pretty good. So I'm just slowly making this spiral staircase. I think it actually looks kind of cool being kind of compact and tight like a castle or something. So I think that's going to work out in my design idea. Whoops, there we go. Alright, so what was I going to talk about in this episode? Oh yeah. So I want to talk first about 2 videos I'm working on after this series is done of the spawn point castle, or spawn point tower. And it'll be, I know I promised this before, but sometimes, you know, things pop up and I forget. But I wanted to do a video on my first world that I built. So after this, I've got to do that. I got to do that. So many projects in my head, and sometimes I forget to finish them. And if I forget, you guys got to remind me sometimes. Sometimes I definitely do forget. But it's kind of a cool little world. That was my first world I ever created, like a year and like 4 or 5 months ago or so. So I think that'll be kind of an interesting, kind of fun episode. I think you guys would enjoy it. And the biggest thing, or 2 things actually, is I created a new channel to showcase some of my funny Bad Times with Scar clips from Call of Duty. So the channel is Bad Times with Scar, link in the description. And the next thing is I've created a new world, and it's called Scar World. So once Scarland is actually done, and I'm gonna definitely put this world up for download. You know, I've still tried to get the server to work, but I've just had some problems with it. But I'm definitely going to get out that world out for download for you guys. But I don't know exactly how to do it and what sites and things like that. People are always asking, Scar, I want to play it, and I go, I want you to play it, but I don't know how to do it. So if you guys could help me with that a little bit, what site you use to distribute worlds, that would be really helpful. And Scar World. Scar World is going to be kind of like Disneyland is Scarland, and Disney World is Scar World. Scar World is going to be much bigger on a much more grand scale. And yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. I finally found a seed that worked and looks really good. I haven't built anything yet, so I'm waiting for that for my first episode. And yeah, so that's a little update on what's going on with my channel at the moment, and it looks like we're almost up. Almost created this spiral staircase. Just heading on up we go. But I'm pretty excited. I have so many ideas for Scar World. Everything's going to be on a much bigger scale. Still be a survival, resource gathered world. So I think that's going to be really fun, as usual, like Scar World or Scarland. So I think that's going to be pretty cool seeing Scar World. Pretty excited for it. The world is really cool in that it has just a magnificent mountain range and this waterfall right at the spawn point. Oh, it's awesome. It's got a huge forest, and a village is really close to the spawn point, so that's a definite plus. And we are almost to the top. We've almost created our spiral staircase. Whoops. Fix that and get that up there. All right, this looks pretty cool. You know, I was thinking as I was going along here, I was planning on putting that dirt down, but then I realized I would actually see the dirt as I was climbing the staircase, and that would kind of ruin the illusion, if you will. And there we go, made it to the top. Let's make a little thing there, and there we go. We finally have a way up here without making a giant dirt wall. Ah, there it is. There's the view of Scarland. God, I love this place. Looks pretty cool. All right, so we got that done. And yeah, so what other projects do we need to do before we start the beautification of the tower? So yeah, we got the staircase. Look at this. It's pretty cool. Well, guys, I think this is about it for this episode. I always really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my videos. And if you take a second to possibly rate the video, and if you haven't seen the first part of this episode, annotation is on the screen. And yeah, so guys, we will see you later.